Okay. Chat. Guys, I'm thinking, chat, this actually might make you aware. Be careful.
Two friends install a dating app and try their luck. The man tries to set up the perfect profile. A nice front picture, a group picture to make it seem like he has friends, a picture in Paris to make it seem like he's cultured, and a picture climbing mountains to make it seem like he's adventurous. After some hard work, the profile is ready. The woman doesn't feel safe sharing a lot of personal information, so she chooses the first picture she can find and she's ready to go. They start swiping and hope for the best. At the end of the day, when the woman checks her phone, her like counter is full. Practically every profile she likes is an instant match. Soon she's overwhelmed by the amount of matches and messages in her inbox. For the man, it's a different story. So far, he has only received a couple of likes and has 0 matches. He becomes frustrated with the app and starts questioning his self-image. He puts so much effort into setting up a nice profile after all. Why can't he get any matches?
He's ugly as fuck, yeah.
To answer that question, we need to understand the numbers behind dating apps. I made a simulation of a dating app with 1,000 dummies to try to understand why men get so few matches. Dating apps can...
Yo, because they gotta compete. Guys, I feel like this is just like... Jack, can you just break this down? Just evolutionary, like... It's just like normal, like animal type shit, dude. It's like, you gotta compete, bruh. Why do you think some birds look really nice and do all these tricks and add all these feathers that are all these colors when they're the men, and when they're the women, it's just a brown bird? Because the men has to appeal the best and do all these tricks and impress because they have to compete to win.
Dating apps can paint a distorted picture of what the real dating world is like. Some studies indicate that dating apps can have a negative impact on self-esteem, with a stronger effect on men. And women often have to find strategies to deal.
Oh my god. This is L take. Brother. You're a lioness in the jungle. In evolutionary times, okay? You see 2 lions in front of you, okay? And you want to mate to make a strong offspring for him to survive. You see some lion out there, he brutalizes the other lion. The other one gets absolutely bitched and he barely survives. What do you think that the female will choose? Well, she'll choose the winner lion because he's more likely to survive for the family. That is just how that is just most simple 101. Like what the fuck is that even a take? It's just how it is.
With intrusive behavior from men in these apps. It's hard to understand exactly what's going on inside these apps because there's very little data available. However, we can make educated guesses based on the little information we have. I'll start with an ideal, unrealistic scenario, and we'll see how quickly things change when I start adding real-life variables. A side note, we're talking about dating with opposite genders. Same gender dating in dating apps has very different dynamics and is out of scope for this video.
Yeah, you actually know what, dude? I will say what, guys, I talk to Austin all the time, okay? He has one quote and he always says on his dating apps for when he's looking for gay guys, whatever, right? He says, okay, I don't know if you'll allow me to say this, maybe he says before on stream. Guys, he said it's easier and faster to get head from somebody than it is to get fucking Uber Eats, okay? Not my word. He said himself, it's faster to get head on that app than it is to get Uber Eats. He said it, not me. I didn't say that.
Since we're trying to make an ideal scenario, let's assume we have the same amount of men and women using the app. Let's also assume that everyone sees 100 profiles per day and that every profile is treated equally by the algorithm. I'm going to assume that users like 1 out of 4 profiles they see.
Okay.
This means every user has a probability of 25% of being liked every time their profile is shown.
Okay.
Some of these parameters aren't realistic, but that's okay. We're gonna start like this and make it more realistic.
More like 1 out of 30, but...
So, how many likes and matches will everyone get at the end of the day? Let's run the simulation. Okay, not too bad. On average, both women and men get 25 likes and 6 matches per day.
Okay.
So, why does this look different from real dating apps? Let's start with reason number 1. There are more male than female users. I was able to find user gender data for Tinder and Bumble, two of the most popular dating apps in the world. In both apps, there were significantly more men using the app than women. In our simulation, I'm going to keep it simple and assume we have 2 men for every woman, a ratio somewhere between Tinders and Bumbles. I ran the simulation again and the differences were big. I'm gonna give you a chance to pause the video in case you want to try to guess how many likes and matches users get.
Shit. Wait, it was 6 earlier, right? 2.1?
We now start to see the first signs of a gender imbalance in the results. Because there are 2 men for every woman, the number of likes received by the women doubled and the number of likes received by the men halved. And when we look at the number of matches, something interesting happens.
That's not too bad. I mean...
Women received an average of 50 likes. Since they like 1 out of 4 profiles, you would expect them to get an average of 12 or 13 matches. However, they only get 6. That's because now there are so many male users that women don't even get a chance to see half of the users that like them. They only see 100 profiles per day, and there are just too many men in the queue. At this point, it makes sense that women start to feel a bit overwhelmed by the amount of likes they receive. Because they often encounter intrusive behavior from men, that also makes them think carefully about who they give likes to. Men, on the other hand, are starting to get a bit desperate. Because they don't get a lot of likes, they know they can't be too picky and start giving likes more generously to improve their chances of getting matches. Which leads us to reason number 2. Men give more likes than women. According to this New York Times article from 2014, men are nearly 3 times as likely to like a profile than women on Tinder. So let's use those numbers. I'm updating the simulations so that women and men give likes in 14 and 46% of cases respectively.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So how do you think this is going to change the results?
Okay, the men are gonna get like 2 likes in 0.4 matches.
Now the gender imbalance increases even further. Women get an average of 92 likes, whereas men only get 7. And because men like 46% of the users they see, these 7 likes result on an average of 3.2 matches.
That's
Women get twice as many, an average of 6.4 matches per day. But things can get even more complicated for the average male user. Attractiveness is subjective, but the reality is that some profiles will be considered attractive by more users than others. Which brings us to reason number 3. A small share of the users get a big share of the likes. In a Q&A post from 2017 on Hinge's official website, one of the engineers behind the dating app shared some data about this imbalance. He mentioned that certain people get exponentially more attention than others. He reported that about half the likes from men were given to about 25% of women, and half the likes from women were given to only 15% of men. This means that, especially with men, there's a small segment of users that get a large slice of the total likes. Let's try to include that in our simulation. I'm giving every user a score from 0 to 100% that determines how attractive they are perceived by other users.
Chat, but check guys, if you're not following the video, okay, what he's doing now is that he's matching the bell curve data in the simulation with his current data set, right? And now he's gonna make the combination of, you know what we saw earlier about the bell curve, right? About attractiveness. Most likes go to very attractive girls, right? And high density. So he's putting the bell curve into it pretty much.
Until now, attractiveness has had no impact on the probability of getting likes. That means that every time a profile was shown, the probability of that profile being liked was 46 and 14% for women and men respectively, regardless of their perceived attractiveness. I'm now looking for a new distribution such that the top users get exponentially more likes, but while making sure the average like percentages stay the same. I went for the simplest formulas I could come up with, and you can find my assumptions on the screen in case you're interested. Basically, I assume that users with an attractiveness score of 0 have 0% chance of getting likes, and users with an attractiveness score of 100 have a 100% chance of receiving a like. This is admittedly an oversimplification, but since I couldn't find any real data, I'm trying to keep it as simple as I can.
Oh! Well, should I show you the bell curve then? No? For a data set, I thought he was gonna do that.
These curves, 50% of the likes given by men go to the top 27% of women, and 50% of the likes given by women go to the top 10% of men, which is quite close to the numbers reported by Hinge, so this should be reasonably accurate. Let's run our final simulation. You can try to guess the results
exponential. Well, I mean, men are bro.
This was a bit of a trick question. The numbers stay the same.
Yeah, you're right.
The difference
it's
is
the same thing.
now the distribution is skewed by the top users who get most of the
this
likes.
guy's pretending like he's like a math teacher, man. Fuck you.
That means that the averages no longer describe the experience of the average user. So let's add a new metric. The median. In other words, how many likes and matches does the average user get? And now we can see the average male user only receives 1 like and 0 matches. If you look at the average number of likes for different attractiveness scores, we see that the top 10% of male users get 37 likes on average, whereas the average users get somewhere between 0 and 1 like. And if you look at the average number of matches, something interesting happens. The top 10% of men actually get more matches than the top 10% of women. They get fewer likes, but because they're less
Because everybody is fucking ugly as bricks. That's why, dude. Because everybody is fucking ugly, dude. That's why. Says me, I don't need this. I have money. Holy shit, dude. It's all I have.
selective than women,
Jesus
they
Christ.
actually manage to get more matches. I wonder if this also happens in
Jesus.
As I tried to make my simulation more realistic, the number of likes received by the average man went down from 25 to 12 to 7 to 1. Once again, this was just my attempt to simulate a dating app based on the little information that I could find. It may or may not describe your experience with dating apps. For example, I couldn't find data for the number of profiles users see every day, so I just assumed it was 100. And I didn't include factors like different cultures and demographics, and the impact of premium subscriptions that give advantage.
Imagine if these sites, dating apps, release those stats. I've said it before, chat. Chat, remember when I told you guys last time? I said it. A lot of these stats are socially damaging, right? I said that, and I've read this about a long time ago. If they released all their stats, the people would actually revolt and it would go wild. The people would go bonkers because it's socially damaging. It's damaging to the fabric of society. It actually is. People do not want to know the truth.
Advantages to paying users. Nonetheless, the simulation helped me understand what's probably happening inside these dating apps. So, what are the key takeaways here? This video is by no means making an argument against the use of dating apps. Meeting online has become the most popular way US couples connect. So, dating apps do work and many relationships were made possible thanks to them. My personal takeaway of this video is that, due to the reasons that I mentioned, dating apps can give us a distorted perspective of the actual dating world. And I think we should be aware of the impact this can have on the experience and self-esteem of the users. Because in the end, I think this imbalance can be harmful for both men and women. Men will struggle to get matches, which only gives them an incentive to like as many
Also, don't be fucking desperate. Don't be desperate, dude, okay? That's important, okay? This is actually very good dating advice, very important. If a girl's already talking to you, you have something already, okay? You have to go crazy and instant reply all the time. When he says you, I'm not like that at all, man. I'm not like that at all. Forget about it. I'm not like that whatsoever, okay? Yeah, you'll end up being somewhat, for some reason, I don't know what it is, okay? I guess the thrill of the chase, okay? You'll be more wanted by showing less attention, at least in the early stages of meeting somebody, because otherwise, people want to feel. How is that not true? That is just human nature. You're just wrong about this, okay? Let me stop saying that shit. That is just how that works, okay? If you're overly responding, whatever, it looks like your life has nothing going on for it. It looks like you're just some other guy who's willing to just give it up, and that doesn't fulfill anybody, because somebody wants to feel the chase of it, man. Like they're chasing the fucking, they're trying hard, and it's like, it's just what it is.
Profiles as they can to improve their chances of a match. And women, when they get a match with a man, they know that he's probably giving a like to every second profile he sees, so there's a good chance he's not even genuinely interested. That's my take, but let me know what you think in the comments. If you like stories with data and would like to support my work, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. And thank you to our patrons.
If you show that you have no options, you will be treated like an option. Oh wow, wait, holy that. Hey, yo, that was just kind of a good quote. Holy fuck, I kind of went hard here. Yo! That was really good. I'll link in chat. That was a good video. I enjoyed it. Dating for straight women is like shopping. Dating for straight men is like a job interview. Chat. This content and these comments are gonna actually turn me into fucking. This is like Intel bait, red pill, black mold, man.
Yo, this is X on the beat, yo. Okay.
My voice as well.
That ass. Anyone knows that boy? I don't know, he's just so soy. Anyone knows that boy? I don't know, he's just so soy.